What is up, guys? Justin here, aka I'm here 25, back with our final duel. I won this one in the end. I won 3-1, and it wasn't bad. So I'm playing against Sky Strikers. So we're rolling to go first. This duel was really hard. This first duel was really hard for me, just because I couldn't properly get my plays off and get things going. So my opponent is activating Foolish Burial of Goods to send his Metal Force Fusion to send that back into the deck to get a draw one. Great card, honestly. I love Metal Force Fusion as a spell card as a good target for Foolish Burial of Goods. It's just a free plus. He decides to set 2 and pass. I am looking at my hand. I'm going to bait out Effect Veiler, I guess, because I was trying to summon Overraptor. Nothing happened. Attack for 18. Realize I do not have my life point counter up, so I pull my phone out to show you the life points, so that way you don't have to guess what's going on here. Dealing 18 and passing for turn. On his turn, he activates Foolish Burial of Goods again, which he set, to send Metal Force Fusion, send that back into the deck to get another draw one. Honestly, I just cannot love that play. It's so good. It's so effective. Activates Area 0 to pop his back row. Adding Ray to hand, getting rid of another spell. I do not know what that was. Honestly, I guess it doesn't matter. If he said it, he probably didn't need it. Normal summoning Ray to start his plays off, linking it away to get into his Sky Striker monster, Hayate, I believe. I'm sorry about the dinging, I'm still getting Facebook notifications. Hayate, swinging directly for 15. Hayate's effect to send a Sky Striker card from the deck to the graveyard. He's choosing Engage because he's going to tag out during his main phase 2 to get Kagari. Now, he activates Kagari effects. I chain Effect Veiler, which effectively shuts down that instant engage. Goes to Shizuku. During end phase, will now activate its effect to get multi-roll from deck to hand. Honestly, Sky Striker still a versatile deck, even with 1 Kagari, 1 multi-roll, and 1 Hornet Drones. It's still like all the ways to get to it has been great. So on my turn, I draw, activate Lost World, I tribute off his Shizuku to give him a Dogoran, to give him a token. Here is where my strategy starts to come into play, where I'm trying to give him monsters in the field so that way he cannot activate a spell and shop card. So it doesn't even matter if it's Widow Anchors, Afterburners, Eagle Booster, anything in that back row, doesn't matter. Dead. Locked out. So now I'm trying to figure out what to do here to maintain the board and gain advantage. I'm attacking the token to protect it, sending Baby Sarasaurus to further extend my board. Upon activation, I get ashed. So nothing there. Sad faces. Proceed to relook at my hand and maybe punish myself for what I could have done or should have done at this point. Because honestly, I'm not gonna lie, I have a Dogoran in my hand. I could have special summoned it to go shot for shot, but I didn't think it was necessary. Activating Double Evolution Pill, banishing 2 of the dinos I just sent, which is Baby Sarasaurus and Petite Pterodon, to special summon UCT. UCT is one of the best cards of the game. It's just hard to do it against Sky Strikers because as long as they have Area 0, they can always move their any set cards you have on the field that you give them. I was punishing myself afterwards because I should have set it earlier, but he could have easily flipped it up to give him advantage either way. Activating Area 0 to get rid of the Dogoran that I set for him to get, I believe it was Eagle Booster, and sending Dogoran to the graveyard. And this is where pretty much he has game, in my opinion, just because the board is open on my field. I've already used UCT's effect. Nothing I can do will affect him because all of his Link monsters can't be set, and it's just pretty easy for him to take control, like with Widow Anchor, to take control of the monster, do damage, and then just link it away. This is how Sky Strikers will still be able to maintain a strong board and field with the right player and the right mindset to adapt to the game instead of still relying on engage, draw, widow anchor. Widow anchor. It's really more like how the extra deck adapts to the player it's facing, because it easily used my fire type attributes to give itself an advantage. So I am now down to 1150 to 62. He link summons Phoenix to get rid of my Lost World, which was the crucial part of the deck. And I also forgot to minus the 500 from it, so I probably should have 500 more, but it didn't matter, because at this point I'm summoning Giant Rex just to get over it, because I have nothing, and then he has Widow Anchor to take my monster, so I'm now left with an empty board, and I can't do anything. So I just, end my turn, get my dinosaur back, and proceed to get wrecked. What else can you do about that? It happens. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Activating Engage to get Afterburners to easily remove the card on the field that's causing them problems, and then go for game. Really simple, really powerful. I can't say enough how adaptable and how versatile this deck is. So going off into game 2, this is where I'm starting to remember the lesson I learned from Duel 1. Alright, let's put in my Broken Lines, let's put in my Twin Twisters. Call by the Graves, so if I was going to go first, but since I lost, I'm choosing to go second, because again, this deck is better at breaking boards than establishing them. It's very simple to do so, and even if I am forced to go first, I still have a board, a way to making a board where it's still being able to break while being able to sustain my opponent and keeping them at bay. So shuffling, yeah. Alright, here we go. We're starting off to Duel 2. I always feel like, even though Sky Strikers do take advantage of being first, it doesn't really matter to me. So he activates Engage to get Area 0. He'll activate Area 0. And then he has a Ray in his hand, and then he'll target Ray, trigger Ray, Chain Ray to get into Shizuku and get his Eagle Booster. And I'm just reading it to make sure, because that card is so damn annoying. So annoying. So, adds Eagle Booster to hand, and we'll go to end phase after setting 2 cards. Going to end phase to add multi-roll from his deck to his hand. Now, I can definitely tell you he'll have Eagle Boosters set, maybe Widow Anchor. This is only 2 cards I feel like are going to be very useful against me. So on my draw phase, main phase, standby phase, main phase, I'm going to activate Terraforming to bait out the Ash Blossom that I maybe had. But then I already had 2 Lost Worlds in hand, so I was prepared. So special summon Pankratops to give him a token. That's already 1 in his favor, so that means his set cards are now dead. I'm debating if I should risk it for the biscuit to continue with my plays, and I go into it. So I activate my second Lost World. Then I normal summon my Petite Pterodon to give him another token. So that's 2 more monsters in the main monster zone that he can't easily remove. So entering battle phase, using my Petite to attack my token to protect the token. Normal summon Oviraptor. Oviraptor's effect will activate to allow me to search or send. I believe I was going to add, because I'm just checking my graveyard. I don't have enough to like really do anything else. I think I had a double evolution tool in my hand. I don't know. Can't really remember. But I know I'm just going to use a lot of it to clear the board. Come on, Justin. Stop slow playing. Pick a play. Again, I'm a thinker. This is why I like this deck. It requires me to think. So I'm going for the UCT standard old school play to get Tyranno. Attacking token. Oh no, attacking over Shizuku to give him 1600 damage. So Ray comes out. I will attack over Ray, or attempt to attack over Ray. He'll tag out to get Kagari to get engage it back to his hand, so he can easily get a draw 1. Attack over, because I think he only has like 1 spell card in the graveyard, so he gets a +1, -5, so he takes damage either way. It doesn't really matter. Main phase 2, because that's all I can do. I believe I use Oviraptor's effect to eat my Petit Pterodon to get Baby Ceratosaurus out, and that will get me another level 4, I believe. Who keeps kidding my camera? I am going to... Blech. I'm too tired, guys. It's like 10:41 here. Recording this. Summon Miscellaneous Ceratosaurus. The reason I did that was to give me longevity in the game in case things go awry. Because there were still Stegosaurus and Giant Rex I could have gone into, but Miscellaneous Ceratosaurus, as long as it's in the grave, I have a chance to go into other plays as the duel goes on. It literally is like the later the duel goes on, the better this card gets, because it gives me more ways to manipulate the graveyard and also have it in my hand as one of the best hand traps for dinos. So I overlay into Dolka, which is my monster effect negator. I thought that'd be the best thing, because even if he does link away something, I still have ways to negate it, and I still have my Pankratops to get rid of it. So he's activating Area 0 to send my token away, and I was just like, darn, he has a way out. So I'll send it away to reveal 3. I believe he'll go for the Eagle Booster. Shuffle those 2 back into the deck. And this is where I start to get a little crafty here, because he's down 1 token, so I start to chain a Pankratops effect to destroy my token, but I'll use Lost World to negate it, to special summon Oviraptor, which will give him another token. So now he's back at 2 tokens, and it really comes crucial, sending Giant Rex to the grave. So now I am set up to continue on with my plays. So even if he does link those 2 away for a monster, I have Dolka to help me answer it. Activating multi-roll. He's gonna send Area 0. To add Ray to hand. And this is where it gets kind of sticky for him, because it's kind of hard to do this. So he's gonna Super Poly 2 dark monsters, his Ray and my Oviraptor to get Starving Venom Dragon. I'll take 500 damage. In the end, it didn't really matter, because it was just his even though it's a strong response, it's not a strong board to really give him anything, because now he's just stuck with monsters in the main monster zone that he can't get rid of on his own terms. So he passes turn. On my draw phase, I think standby phase, main phase, activate Miscellaneous Ceratosaurus in my graveyard to banish 4, to special summon, I believe, my other Oviraptor. Yep. Oviraptor's effect will activate to let me add another Misk to my hand, or Quatless. Okay, I thought so. So Quatless to special and Giant Rex will special summon itself. With my UCT that I added in last turn, I'll banish 2 dinos to special summon UCT. And this is where I'm kicking myself, because I just messed up. Because where I placed Giant Rex, it shouldn't have been there. It should have been like any other area, so that way I could at least use those to link up into Pentastack to do 7,000 damage, which would have been more than enough to get me to game. But you live and you learn. You make mistakes as you play. So banish those 2 to get UCT, then return the 5 dinos I banished to get Quatless. Man, someone with my camera again. And now I have a full board, so now I not only do I have a way to set monsters, I also have a way to negate spells and traps with ease. So I'm gonna use Conductor's Effect to first send Baby Ceratosaurus to special summon Stegosaur to get me a Pankratops. So now I have more plays to come back into. So let's go into battle. After I seize into Logia to negate any other spell cards or trap cards that I might bump into. So this is just It was a bit overkill, but I still wanted the protection more than anything. So first send for 1,000, send for 1,000, and send for 1,000. That's 3,000 life points. So he's down to 37, and I have all the damage on board. So even if he did, even with his 2 spell cards, if he tried to do anything, negate it straight up. And then I have Quatless as well to help me maintain the rest of the board. And yeah, that was game 2. Heading into game 3, we are now at 30 minutes in the round, and I'm sorry with the end. I'm just thinking as I talk. We are heading to the 3rd round, meaning we only have 10 minutes to play. The pressure is on, so I decided not to even side. I felt the choices I made were pretty good. Even if I go first or second, the cards I sided in will have versatility either or way. So yeah, I figured out that was the best strategy, is to use Lost World and use the tokens to my advantage, because it not only helps me, it significantly impacts their play style, like to the point where it's almost crippling. So my opponent will go first, and this is where he told me he had a very Oreo moment. So he activates Foolish Burial of Goods to send his Metaphysical Fusion to get that free draw, which is a great play. But when he returns Metaphysical Fusion to the deck to draw one, guess what he draws? He draws another Foolish Burial of Goods. And he told me that right after the duel. I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry, man, it happened. So he has to set 3 cards to pass. And this is where I go off. I get into a defensive way, so I activate Oviraptor's effect. No response, so I go in to send Giant Rex. So that means I have Miscellaneous Source in hand to continue my plays. So I'm going to send Misk to make sure my dinos are protected. Then I'll activate Misk effect to bench itself, and Giant Rex, who keeps knocking my damn camera, to get a level 2 out. So I'm probably going to go for Petit Pterodon apparently. So I go for Petit Pterodon to get Giant Rex back with its effect. So now this will get me into a good damage range. So I believe I'm going to attack for 18 alone, or maybe 23. I'm just trying to debate on what's more important here. So yeah, I go for the 18, which I thought would be, which I agree was a better play. It's safer in this state. So after that, I'm going to Xyz summon into Logia. No, Dolka. I went to Dolka because I was afraid of more. Oh no, I went to Logia. Yeah, cool. To Dolka, and then Petit Pterodon to Logia, and Petit Pterodon's effect will activate in the graveyard. He'll activate Called by the Grave. Will negate it to get Pankratops, and both those cards I believe that I said were my broken line. So even if he gets anything into the extra deck monster zone, I will be able to negate it. He tries to destroy my monster. I chain Pankratops to destroy his other set spell. Activates. What was that one? I don't know. Oh, it's Foolish Burial Goods. Just send Metaphysical Fusion. He just scoops it up. Yeah, guys, that was pretty much it for the duel. It was a fun game. It was a fun match. Like I said in the beginning of the video, I left the tournament 3-1, which is a great improvement for the deck, but I'm still in for the first place, so I still got a lot of work to do. I'm hoping to make some changes throughout the week and maybe find some more ways to make the deck better. But I hope you like this video. I hope you like the content. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you have any more suggestions, please leave them in the comment section down below. All right.